Imagine you have the power to travel between worlds, and you discover that in this new world, your everyday items can be sold at ridiculously high prices. We meet a girl named Mitsuha as she falls off a cliff. When she wakes up, she finds herself in an open field and tries to remember what happened. She recalls being pushed off the cliff and losing her parents and brother in an accident. Mitsuha wonders if she might be dead, but considering what her Otaki brother would say, she deduces she can't be dead because she can still feel hunger and pain. So she must be in another world. With nothing around her, she walks for days until she eventually encounters a girl named Kalis. Mitsuha is taken in by Kalis, but they speak different languages, making communication difficult. Despite this, she manages to introduce herself, and Kalis is overjoyed to learn her name. The next morning, Mitsuha wakes up completely healed. She observes that this world is less advanced than her own. Kalis worries about her, but Mitsuha demonstrates that she is already feeling better. She accompanies Kalis on a foraging trip, and while gathering plants, Mitsuha thinks that her protective feelings towards Kalis must be similar to how her brother felt about a little sister. Suddenly, wolves appear, and Mitsuha helps Kalis climb a tree. She leads the wolves away but trips, and as a wolf lunges at her, she teleports back to her house in Japan. Realizing it wasn't a dream, she quickly grabs weapons, including her brother's slingshot and pocket knife. Thinking about Kalis, she decides to return to the other world. Using the slingshot, Mitsuha attracts the wolves' attention, and with pepper and spices, she blinds one wolf and finishes it off with her knife. The other wolves run away, but Mitsuha faints. She finds herself floating in a strange place and meets a talking lucky cat statue. The cat explains that it's borrowing this form to speak to her, and that it is an advanced life form made of pure energy, seeking entertainment. It seems Mitsuha accidentally acquired some of the cat's power as she fell off the cliff. The cat decides to let Mitsuha keep the powers, explaining that she now has the ability to travel between worlds as long as she can imagine the exact destination and can heal at an accelerated rate. Seeing her as a source of entertainment, the cat asks if she wants anything else. Mitsuha requests the ability to understand different languages, which the cat grants before leaving. When Mitsuha wakes up, she is back at Kalis's house and can now understand her. She thanks Kalis for taking care of her, and Kalis is surprised to hear her speaking the same language. Mitsuha pretends she has recovered her memory. Kalis's father thanks Mitsuha for protecting his daughter and pays her in gold for defeating the wolf. Mitsuha ponders her situation and wonders how her brother would have used her abilities. Though she inherited some money from her parents, it's not enough. She considers this less developed world and the potential for a new life. She thinks about making money by bringing various goods from Earth and selling the gold she would create. Fearing her ability may disappear at any time, she decides she needs to make enough money to retire comfortably in both worlds. She calculates she would need 1 billion yen or $10 million to live comfortably, meaning she would need to save 2 billion yen to retire in both worlds. She starts brainstorming items she could sell, such as matches, lighters, and even air fresheners for toilets. As she talks with some men from the village, she learns about the local lord and the king. She decides she needs to head to the capital, but Khaled overhears her conversation and doesn't want her to leave. Mitsuha assures him she has friends waiting for her in the capital and promises to come back and visit. The next morning, she heads off in a carriage to the lord's town, planning to gain his support before moving on to the royal capital. Suddenly, Mitsuha realizes she smells, having not showered since she arrived. She asks the driver to drop her off, and when nobody is around, she teleports back to her house. After showering, she goes around converting all her assets to cash. Her language ability helps her understand foreign websites as she researches online. She looks up private security companies and finds a company called Wolf's Fang. Using Google Maps to find her destination, she teleports to the compound in South America. She pays off the guard and meets with the company leader. After showing him the gold from the other world, he appraises it to be worth $200. She calculates she would need to save 80,000 gold to achieve her goal. They strike a deal where she buys some guns and receives training in shooting for self-defense. She researches medieval societies to decide what products to sell and prepares for her return. She buys some jewelry and even orders a custom outfit. With her preparations complete, she heads back to the other world. She arrives at the Lord's residence, but the guards turn her away because she has no appointment. Suddenly, a carriage passes by, and she learns that the people inside are the Lord's sons. Mitsuo devises a plan to teleport ahead of the carriage and waits. As the carriage approaches, she lights some firecrackers, causing the horses to panic. She pretends to have been hit by the carriage. The boys worry about her and take her in. When she pretends to wake up, she meets Lord Claus, who apologizes to her. She is relieved to find they seem quite nice. Later, Mitsuo introduces herself as a noble from the distant country of Japan. Seeing her fine outfit, Claus finds this believable. She explains she was attacked by a wild beast and separated from her companions, but was saved by the people of his town, so she came to offer her thanks. She gifts him a Swiss Army knife, which instantly intrigues him. Claus inquires about Mitsuo's plans, learning she intends to go to the capital. Noticing the late hour, Claus advises her to take a carriage in the morning. Mitsuo reveals she lacks funds, which perplexes Claus, as the knife she gifted him was worth a significant sum. Offering her a place to stay for the night, Claus ponders her mysterious background. In her room, Mitsuo dons a dress and joins Claus's family for dinner. Claus introduces his wife Iris, their sons Alexis and Theo, and their daughter Beatrice. Mitsuo is unimpressed by the food's quality but eats politely. After dinner, Claus probes her true identity. Mitsuo shares a tale of fleeing her homeland to escape a succession dispute following her parents' deaths, seeking a fresh start in this new land. Touched, Claus listens as Mitsuo offers to sell her valuable pearl necklace for gold. Iris, alarmed, reveals the rarity of such a necklace, declaring it a national treasure. Mitsuo proposes giving it to Iris, astonishing her further. Claus ponders its worth, while Iris dismisses the idea of auctioning it, fearing it would incite violent desires. Mitsuo considers dismantling the necklace, which horrifies Iris. Seeking a solution to raise money, Mitsuo insists on giving the necklace to Iris. Moved by Mitsuo's story, Iris and Claus agree to help her. Theo, fascinated by Mitsuo's Swiss knife, inquires if she has more items to sell. She presents a foldable knife, selling it to Theo for a gold piece, a bargain considering its value. Beatrice asks what kind of shop Mitsuo plans to open. Mitsuo describes a boutique selling cosmetics, accessories, and possibly food. Claus cautions her about declining crop yields, but Mitsuo surprises him with her agricultural knowledge, suggesting crop rotation to preserve soil quality. Mitsuo speaks of inventing new products to earn money, enjoying herself and even mistaking Claus's family for her own. Overwhelmed with emotion, she sheds tears and Claus comforts her. The following day, Mitsuo departs with financial assistance and support from Claus, accompanied by his servants. Eagerly anticipating her journey, Mitsuo heads to the royal capital, armed with a letter of recommendation from Lord Claus. She successfully found a location for her shop instead of everything, filling the store with a mix of affordable convenience store items and a rotating selection of luxurious goods. Excitedly, she opened her shop, but as the day went on, not a single customer showed up. She tried to stay positive, but her concern grew when the next day also passed without any customers. Finally, a group of girls visited the shop, and Mitsuo was moved to tears. They browsed the store, becoming intrigued by a tool for removing fish scales when cooking fish. The girls explored other items but didn't make any purchases, causing Mitsuo to panic. One girl noticed a shampoo, which Mitsuo described as a magical elixir that cleans and hydrates damaged hair. However, its price of 8 silver led them to pass on it. Desperate, Mitsuo offered them a complimentary sample and even free food in hopes they'd stay. The girls hesitantly agreed, and Mitsuo tearfully thanked them. She began by giving one girl a hot shower, using the shampoo on her hair and providing a sample of body wash. Her friends marveled at the hairdryer, thinking it was magical. The girls' hair turned out soft and smooth, and they were all amazed. They eventually bought both the shampoo and body wash, as well as a brooch. As Mitsuo prepared food for the girls, they were astonished by the sight of fire without wood and began to think she was a witch. They nervously ate the soup and fish dishes that Mitsuo served, finding everything delicious. Before parting, Mitsuha gifted them some chocolate to share with their colleagues. The girls left, hoping they could help bring more customers to Mitsuha's shop by spreading the word. However, they remained concerned that Mitsuha might be a witch. They decided to follow her instructions and share the chocolate with their colleagues. When they presented the chocolate to Marcel, the head chef of their house, he was impressed by its rich flavor and demanded to know where they'd found such a treat. As the girls recounted their experience, the lady of the house entered and offered to buy the shampoo to try it herself. Marcel inquired about their fish meal, and the girls confirmed it had been fresh. The Lord was puzzled as the nearest fishing village was 10 days away by wagon, making fresh fish in the capital seemingly impossible. Deciding to uncover Mitsuha's secrets, the Lord sent Marcel to investigate her shop the following day. Marcel becomes intrigued by the fish scaler at Mitsuha's shop and selects various items for purchase. As he pays, he questions the presence of a fish scaler since they are far from any body of water, and there are no fish in the capital. Mitsuha realizes her mistake and understands the girl's earlier surprise. Marcel then inquires if he can buy fish from Mitsuha, explaining that he is the head chef for the Rainer house. He took over when the previous head chef fell ill, and he is now responsible for catering the debutante ball for Miss Adelaide, a coming-of-age event where she will be introduced to high society. The Rainer house is a relatively new noble house, and they are not well regarded by other nobles. Marcel believes that serving unique fish could impress the attendees. Mitsuha contemplates the situation and decides to help Marcel by offering a consultation service to solve various problems.